Hi, my name is Tom Haggerty. I live in B'nai B'rith Apartments in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I've lived there now for right around 2 years.
Yeah. Why do you enjoy living there so much?
Oh my gosh, they're like a family. I think it's a love fest there. They love me and I love them.
Wonderful. And talk about your childhood a little bit. Do you have siblings growing up?
I'm one of 6 children. I was born in Oneida, New York, and raised in the farming community of Westmoreland, New York. And I am the oldest of six children.
So, did you grow up on a farm, or was it just a farm?
I was raised on a dairy farm and worked on a truck farm, which is a vegetable farm. And I did that all the way through junior and senior high school.
Yeah.
I hoed the vegetables and I sold the vegetables and harvested them and sold them.
A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy living up and growing up that way?
I did at the time. I don't miss the cold weather up there. It was Snowbelt country, so I like being a little bit further south.
Okay. Great. And what did you do professionally?
Several things. I worked for many years in the employment agency business, and then I was in business for myself as a retail florist. And then I sold pianos and organs and traveled all over Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey for almost 20 years. And my last job full-time before I retired, I was an enrollment advisor for, it was called International Correspondence Schools at the time I went to work for them. And when I retired, it was Penn Foster School. And I worked there as an enrollment advisor and as a team leader and then as a publisher of our school's magazine. It was called The Communicator.
And where were you living before you moved into the apartment building?
Where did I live before I moved into the apartment building? I lived in Provincial Tower for 21 years in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay. And what made you want to move into the apartment building?
I had had a stroke in December of '09, and my sons felt that I should move into a senior community where the housing would be less expensive, where the amenities would be more pointed towards the senior citizen. So it was only a block away from where I lived, and I was at B'nai B'rith campaigning for a friend of mine who was working towards office, political office, and I ran into a friend of mine there, and she showed me her apartment, and I was impressed, and she introduced me to the Pat Confer, the manager, and Pat told me she had an apartment that would be absolutely perfect for me, and I saw the apartment and thought about it overnight, liked what I saw, and made the decision to move. A friend of mine and I, we moved almost every possession I had by shopping cart. And by the time it was time for my sons and grandson to come and move the furniture, everything else was done and put away. They had 8 pieces of furniture to move, so we made it a relatively smooth trip. I've lived in B'nai B'rith now just 2 years last month, and I've been associated with the our tenants residents association now almost from the week that after I moved there. I got involved, and I've been their vice president for 2 years, and I've been president of the association now for a month.
Have you been enjoying camp so far?
Oh gosh, I love it up here. I'm 71 years old, and I've never been to camp before in my life. So we've been, it's been nice because I've been working here, learning with other people in the same position I am. And yet we've had the enjoyment of all of the youngsters here that have been so very nice to us. When we arrived here, they carried our luggage in it. They put on music for us and dance shows this afternoon. And it's just really been, it's so beautiful and peaceful here in the woods in northeastern Pennsylvania. I believe we're right in the Poconos.
And which sessions in particular have you found most relevant?
In the leadership program, we've talked about getting people involved and how difficult that can be. We're all senior citizens. Many of the residents, in fact, the majority of the residents, I would say that 80% or better of our residents are over the age of 80. So it is up to youngsters like me and a couple of others, to do all of these things are expected. So we cook, we wait on tables, we entertain, I play the organ, I sing for them, and then clean up afterwards and keep them happy. And goes back to what I said. I love them, they're my family, and they love me back, so it's great.
You've been learning a lot from the other residents here?
I have. Oh, we've been barnstorming from the minute that we arrived here, and we found out so many things that we have in common, the difficulty in getting volunteers to work with us, and the difficulty it is to satisfy the senior citizen community. We're a difficult bunch. We like everything at once. We want it our way. We've earned it. We've lived all this long.
So you're enjoying camp, but I'd imagine you're eager to get back and implement some of these new things that you've been doing.
Yes, I am, but I'm almost going to hate to leave, I should say, because I've really enjoyed these folks' company, and we have so much in common. We do the work for our resident associations, and we all understand the difficulties, but the rewards are the smiles that we get.